Bride Trail, North Vancouver Island. And I'm just wondering if we need to think about possibly a better way to do that. The second issue that we have going into the future, and I know it sounds quite self-serving, but teacher burnout. We're putting in huge amount of hours, somewhere in the neighborhood of 450 hours on the board as teachers. Students themselves are spending 200 hours on the board. Lead teachers put in 24 days, 24 nights working with students. We're just concerned that we need to make sure that our health and our well-being is taken care of when we're working with young people in the outdoors. The reason why I bring this up is this last semester, for the first time in 9 years, people in this program lost their prep block in first semester, and we'd like to get that returned if at all possible. We do have a solution to that. We gathered that under the new ministry formula, money is sent to the district with credits being delivered, and we actually could very easily deliver 2 more courses with the amount of hours that we're putting in to the board. And we'd like you to consider that. We've actually found 2 board-approved courses that fit right into our bailiwick in Explore. Am I doing the time?
Just about there.
Just about there. Anyways, those are issues that we're dealing with, and we really appreciate your assistance if you can help us with those. I just, again, like to remind you that this program has been a huge success, and the teachers that are in it realize the privileged position that we're in. And over the years, we've had a number of incredible students and had some great experiences ourselves. We really would like to keep that going, and we really like to renew. We'd like you as a board to renew your support for the program. If you have any questions of myself, or staff, or our 2 students here, we have Jen and Stephanie here. If you'd like to ask questions of them when they got out of the program, feel free.
Thanks a lot, Dave. Janice, thanks for
I have 2 questions. I was going to talk to Darren and then those 2 guys. I know the program is really wonderful. 2 questions. One, what is the cost coming up per student? What does it cost in per student? I know they have to pay a fee to get in there, so what is the cost first?
It's $650 right now.
Okay.
Costs are rising, and we're concerned that we might have to raise that fee. We'll have to be coming forward in the next month or so.
And the so for the last probably 6
fundraise over $10,000.
So it hasn't been like you haven't raised the fee probably for the last 8 years, and basically you're saying?
Yeah.
6 or 7.
Yeah, it would be probably more 5 or 6. Yeah.
And the other question I have to ask is, I remember when it first started, there was more boys than girls, and it sort of evened out. What is the ratio of students, girls, boys? Like, what is the population?
Over the last 5 years, the majority of our students have been female. Probably 2/3 of our class has been female. Last year was a bit of an oddity. We actually had 24 and 54. But that's not the norm. We have a lot more students interested in doing this program.
Great work. Kids I talked to really enjoyed it, and I know that as a parent and family, you guys are just awesome. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Fran?
How many applicants do you have for the spot that exists?
On average, we have probably around 75.
And is there a system in place to deal with students who can't afford?
We have had in the past, we've always tried to keep money from our fundraising to help students get through the program. And believe it or not, we're getting pressured to spend that money. So, at the end of the year.
What's the area last year is civil service department
Ken?
We've got 2 students that have come here. They might have something to add. I'm sure they didn't come here just to sit and watch. So.
Fresh drop?
Jen Lalonde, Stephanie Cassidy, we're in the program now.
Yeah, for like, if we're learning aspect of it, it's really nice for everyone to learn the same stuff at the same time. It's really great for helping each other out. That's really great. And teachers are really great at that too. And then we kind of play a lot of together that we can
Well, thank you so much for coming, and hopefully the board will have an opportunity to talk about Explore in the near future, perhaps at an education committee meeting or at a government session. Thanks very much for coming. Thank you. Next up, we have Bruce Curtis from the Community Justice Center to talk to us about the community, or the Comox Valley Critical Incidents Response Protocol. You have 5 minutes, Bruce. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you this evening about the work of the Critical Incident Response Steering Committee. 3 years ago, the Community Justice Center was invited by the Ministry of Attorney General to take on a local coordinating function with respect to their BC Anti-Racism and Multiculturalism program. The project was to involve bringing together interested individuals and representatives to plan for and develop a protocol setting out an integrated Comox Valley response to any race-based, homophobic, or hate-motivated critical incidents which may occur in the community. As a result of the broad consultation and discussion, we've now arrived at a protocol to which we are inviting the Board of Trustees to become listed as a signatory body. They will be joining municipal councils, regional governments, First Nation government, and a wide range of community groups, community social action organizations, social service agencies, mental health groups, and so on, as well as interest from Northern College and CFP programs. Signing the protocol will commit the board to continuing its work in diversity education throughout the district, ensure that its current policies protect and support students, parents, teachers, and administrators who may suffer from a critical incident, and publicly declare itself a supporter of diversity affirming and respectful community. You have a copy of the protocol wording on page 21 of the report today. This is a formal request that you become one of the signatories at a witnessing ceremony to be held Friday, May 29th at the Comox Big House. The witnessing ceremony is intended to be a community celebration, with a keynote speaker, cultural entertainment, and the designation of an official to participate in the formal signing of the protocol, followed by close refreshments. Each signatory agency or body will receive a beautiful limited edition signed print, which we have commissioned from Andy Everson to commemorate the event. And Andy, of course, as you're well aware, works in a variety of areas in the cultural and education leader of this nation. The report of the steering committee sets out the formal definitions of a critical incident, the agencies to which victims may be referred, and the list of support that those agencies in the Comox Valley have committed to provide in such cases. A second component of the protocol is the creation of the Comox Valley Charter of Dignity, Respect, and Acceptance. The Charter, which is being currently bound as a commemorative book, will be available for individuals to sign throughout the community at community events, fairs, shopping malls, and hopefully at every school in the district. We would hope that the trustees would encourage each and every school to arrange for the Charter book to be available at their school for a period of time, to allow students, teachers, parents, and administrators to make their personal declarations of support. This is an opportunity for the Comox Valley to become one of 27 communities throughout British Columbia which have publicly demonstrated their commitment to the values of acceptance, understanding, and diversity, which we know form the basis of peaceable community. These actions do not of themselves bring an end to racism, homophobia, or hatred, but they are powerful symbols of how we wish to live together as peaceful and respectful communities. That's therefore that we must use designated individuals to sign on behalf of the board the protocol of witnessing.
Thank you very much, Mr. Curtis. So it's not the practice of the board to give a response with respect to items like this on the evening. So when would you like to hear back from us? Okay, thank you. And I'm just wondering if trustees have any questions for Bruce at all with respect to this? Thank you very much for undertaking this important work in our community, and we look forward to talking to you about this in the future. Could someone flick the lights on, please? Thank you. Okay, so the next item of business will be old business Cumberland Elementary space options. I'm just wondering if anyone has any comments to make with respect to this before we proceed from our management team.
See, my name's on the agenda, Madam Chair, and I should have deferred to Director Douglas, who has some updates for the board.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, I did send the board Director Buckley the other night. So I talked to Director Morris today, and we certainly are fully anticipating that the portable will be fully refurbished and ready to go within 2 weeks. And we're shooting on the week. Our plan is to leave the grade 5 to the class that summer in June. We will sort of get ready, and we will look at the options that we have. And just like to just go through and remind the board of the options that we talked about. The first option was that we would create space coming around for the reading with the small group by using space over there, back and forth, and we know that that option is expected to be the company. The staff has since had a lot of discussion about this, and they have some concern about that. The walking back and forth, the activity, entering up, coming in junior and coming in elementary, two classes, is a little distracted. The other thing is that they don't have a lot of instructional time, and they're also concerned about implementing. So that, to them, would not be the most viable option. The other option that we looked at in the outline was the moving the grade 5 to 6, 7 class and 7 class for the company. And actually, since our meeting in Cumberland is beyond the commanding that together, and we've actually come up with this within the state of the meetings. I believe one of the multi-purpose rooms and the other one is the classroom with the close proximity. We would have the two classes as well. They can cancel the blockers, so it's not so they have the students would move over to 6, 7 class and 7 class, but they would stay on the Cumberland Elementary schedule. Elementary class schedule. They would go back to Cumberland Elementary for their gym classes, for their music classes, and for lunch. The music is key because it's highly distracting. There will be back and forth, but certainly to the extent that we were thinking about how we're going to be ready. The 6, 7 class and 7 class will have recess. We'll get Cumberland Junior. There will be a separate time from the 10s. That was a bit of a concern that we mixed those students with the other students from both sides. And so we would certainly look at the we talked about it remaining tutor only children. They belong to Mr. Manning for problems. They belong to Mr. Manning for problems. The two principals have worked this out on a great relationship between the two of them. Mr. Manning is over 2 years ago. Minor problems. One last little further, if we went this way, or thought to go this way, is we just use thinking of property, a library material, and resources from the middle school to the elementary school, we catalog the EPA and the library. And that is a great mission for the So, does that help you with the option?
What say you, trustees? Does that assist you? Tom?
Just a question on the last point. Do the books have to go because if the books stay, there'd be too much toing and froing?
That would be the idea. The idea would be that the actually the home base would actually and so that would be the
So they come back for music, but
we could get over that. We have to say, I mean, kind of that in
Three?
I'm just a little bit confused about the staff preferring to move to grade 7 daily because, as you know, I've never talked to the staff and clearly there wasn't a single person who took that option from either of the staff that I said. They were pretty clear that they wanted the kids to remain there for this year and move back and forth. So I'm really confused by that.
But that's not the aspect because he loves to be able to enter and he actually was living there at the school so which these decisions were made and discussed and then doing take some right on the
By the way, the board recognizes the member of the public to speak to this. That's all right. That's fine. I might say something here because there's going to be people here that don't really know what we're talking about with this portable. There was an event that occurred at Cumberland L last week in a portable where some mold was discovered, and staff moved extremely quickly to evacuate the portable and move the kids across the street to Courtney Junior to make sure that safety was maintained and they could have a thorough assessment of the portable. So I understand that there were some intrusive investigations done. There was some mold discovered. It was brand new mold that would not have been picked up in the sort of mold sweep last fall, and that's in the process of being remediated at this point, and that it's contained and we don't have a big mold portable. There's no reason to have alarms, so it'll be very safe for kids to go back into it. So that being said, that's the portable story with respect to this. You notice it? Dr. Kinney.
I think there are really two pieces here for the board. One is the short term, we talked about two options, but the other one is the long term. And that because of the portable situation, we're looking at a temporary solution which the board may want to continue through the spring. But there still is the motion which implies as well a fall solution and a long range around resolving the space issues that come along. And Director Douglas didn't speak about the third piece with respect to the fall.
I think our intention was that whatever happens in September of 09 would be a separate piece to this first bit. Yeah. Yes. You want to wait? Okay, we'll wait. Dennis?
It was going to ask, I thought we were going to do separately, we were going to go short term to now in June, and then we were going to do the fall separately, because to me they're two separate issues. Right now, we have the issue of space at coming on eventually. I was up there yesterday, and I was appalled at what the kids are going to. And like I walked through that school, and classrooms that don't have open windows, with the space that the kids are doing, I'm really concerned with what they're doing. So we need to then do that now. I just heard about this going over there. My impression was I thought they wanted to go over there and blocks to come back and forth. And my concern when I was watching there yesterday is the cars going back and forth, so I could see going back and forth being an issue. But so I'm kind of
before, and I've seen it to what I want to do on this one, and we'll make that
Yeah. Since we've already broken with protocol, I see that we have the Cumberland PAC chair sitting in the audience, and I'm not sure whether you have anything that you could say on behalf of the PAC at all, or not.
I think in February, when we have a meeting, before us coming back and do the law section on it, the people that would be up to do the discussion. But on Friday, I don't know change it. I am concerned that the board of cities will possibly be wanting to represent this new regulations and the necessary available, and the full impact to be up to date. So we have two process meetings at the same time, and one is the
I'm going to guess it must be a timetabling issue. I see Mr. Manning shaking his head behind you.
It's something to do that I'm talking to my
Did you want to say something?
Yes, sir.
And then Sherry.
So my question for you, Mr. Douglas, and Mr. Manning, we got a good sense of what the administration is talking about in the future. What do you changes the plans as you support them for the short-term solution? Is there any what I believe in maybe that's what possible.
Sense is the same that it was about 50-50 Sherry.
So that happens all the time, because if you look at it and look at the text, and then they watch it, are involved in it, and play it slightly different. All of those things, whatever option they have, can be wrote down. Some of them want to be able, they want to offer spaces to the kids in the community, the way that they fit the elementary students, their staff, come with them, and also for the community that is in the room. The kind of things that we are encountering is that the conversations that we take at one time, right now, the first courses have changed, and there are modules, it's a little tight, but the commitment will be that if the decision is that they come and they stay in that kind of review for the most part, for those things that make sense, that are practical, and are good for the kids, television and media work to do that, and we will begin to make sure that kids are as well serviced as they can be after the review. We can work all the way to the design as I think we won't be able to do it. We will be able to plan how to come to the law and do it. So where we have to learn is that whatever we do, we can do this and for the way that the kids continue to move back and forth, the way the original thought, they work on our next together, look forward us, and do what we can to make that as brief and everything. They really want to hear and explore a little bit further what's happening in the last 2 years. We decide in the future that perhaps we have to land to more further for the community and the 6 times and the 7. And that will take it a slightly different direction. But whatever we do, we will do it to make each situation that we live in as reasonable as we can so that we can really do this to our hosts and to the citizens in the process. We have to want to do a good bit ebb and flow and give and take. But the government's working in place and they can do it.
Okay, thanks.
Slightly different.
Yeah?
I have one quick question. There are a number of students in the government program in the process of review. to go to LA time and go to some students and that. So you have an LA time you get coming in elementary, those kids are going to come in junior. You can have some support in place to ensure that those students get from point A to point B in a safe, good, timely manner, and as they got to go there, decide, guess what, I'm free, I'm going down to the store. So you have, because I don't think there's children next time, right? I'm just concerned with that with those students and making sure that they get what they need.
All right, made him go all formal on us here.
It's very interesting. The school has all the documents a lot of our
Okay, Karina's question, and I'm going to ask if you were ready to put a motion forward. Thank you. Thank
Why
you.
did we need to mention regarding the proposal in July 1st? I'd like to make a motion that we move something on to a grade 7 class and 6-7 class to on basis, I guess, until the end of June, leaving it permanently on
Great. Any discussion?
I would just like to add that that was actually one of the first ones I got that from me. That is what I wanted. But having listened to the parent population and the youth population, that the option is preferred instead of getting back and forth. Now you're telling me that the ones that are affordable thing, they'd rather go the other way. So as long as I'm comfortable that that's the role of coming, that's the role of that's the coming, I'm perfectly comfortable with holding this.
Is there anything to add on that?
I just want it on the record. I know this is going to be a separate issue, and it has to be a separate issue regarding from September. There's been absolutely no consultation in Area 8 and the 3 communities that would be potentially involved in this situation, and we need to know exactly what we're going to be doing in September. If these kids are staying up at Cumberland, we need to make sure that Royston knows that they're staying up there. What the grade 7 curriculum looks like up there, because that could be implications on Royston. And the fact down there is very concerned about how this could play out, and we need to make sure that their voices are heard.
Thank you. I think then we'll probably get that in the next, there will be a second motion, I think, coming forward. Do you have anything to say to this motion,
Yes,
Jenny?
I do. I would just like to have some reports back to the board, just to let us know how things are going and how things are managing that. Just so we're aware that if things are going well with parents and staff and teachers, so that the decision we made, we understand that this working with us is going on. So I would like some feedback from what's going on with this.
Okay, are we ready to vote on this one? Okay, all those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you very much for applying common sense to the situation and making it better. Thank you.
Moving on to, we don't know the board's wishes for September. I think that we have this coming year could be a 7th primary school, could be a 7th and 9th school. Depends on what you come to do. That has significant impact on the superintendent the desire is to get a sense of the over first September, we will receive and I ask that question because often in life we very listening we didn't really have a
to this one? Fran?
Just given all the questions, I think I would be in a position to say that I want to continue to address. I don't think we have to follow the questions.
Anyone else want to weigh in on this? Bree?
Again, from the conversations I've had with staff, they would be perfectly comfortable with the 7 to 10 and having the grade 7 become part of the being in school. And further to that though, they'll probably be making the decision budget based on what Cumberland has and which is going to function. So as far as this stated, we need to consult with the work committees as well. And there very well may be sometimes just so that the children feel close and maybe those who want to pass on they may be back to the middle school. But there are some concerns that staff have regarding before we need to address books. I kind of get the impression that it's going to not be the next decision as we clearly don't have enough information.
Okay, anyone else? Jen?
So, I would say tonight, we could make a decision based on information on that, but what time frame are you wanting the board to come to that, because we're looking at staffing, other logistics, so we need to have that information from you, and then we need to consult with the community, as the board's been happening, and what currently implements, whatever decision the board makes, they want to be part of that conversation and have a dialogue, so we need to know when this has to be done, time frame for that, and other information for us to have to do that.
So I'm just wondering, we're meeting on Monday anyways, if we could maybe have a further discussion with respect to this on Monday. You all right with that? Lori?
My understanding of this from day one is this was a Cumberland issue. And I guess that's where I'm stemming from with Royston, is they're under the same thinking that this is Cumberland's issue, there's overcrowding there, let's deal with this situation, but they're also saying, if you're going to go another avenue, we want proper consultation. So somehow this evening we have to decide whether or not this is just a Cumberland issue, or if this is a district issue.
Okay, I'll weigh in and then Tom's next. From my perspective, I think it is a Cumberland issue, and we're going to be talking about grade structures further on down our agenda. I think that if we move the grade 7s across the street, from my perspective, for next year, they should remain an elementary program. They should not be given a secondary curriculum or middle school curriculum at all. I think that would potentially drain some of the kids from the Royston elementary school, and I don't think that's fair to Royston at all. Who knows what will happen here after that? We're going to engage in a consultation process. I think we'll talk about that, but I wouldn't be in favor of making it middle school curriculum for grade 7. Tom?
I agree with that. I think the calendar dictates that we don't have time to do a proper process. So I'm kind of looking at the pretend that something like that will happen between now and the day we need to make a decision. And my interpretation of this has been actually option A, that plan A that we talked about earlier, and the motion is the one that will carry us through the next school year, presupposing it works for the balance of this year. I agree with Susan that the notion of having grade 7s part of the junior system.
Sherry? We haven't come to consensus. I see 3 people that perhaps are on this page.
I would need some clarity around, truly personal, I would need some clarity around the possibility that there's going to be no longer exist I would need some clarity about whether or not we're going to 7 to 9 and 7 to 10. I'm hearing it from
So, that being said, we have to make a decision then probably this evening with respect to grade 7s, where they might be next year. Okay. You want to start with the grade 10s? I think they can just stay where they are.
How did we get into grade 6?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not seeing that issue even come up at this point.
I think we clearly heard those concerns, and to me, that actually forms part of the discussion paper that we're going to be putting out. I don't know what other people's thoughts are.
I thought it was going to be 7 to 10. Clearly, the problem is more covering now. I'm feeling any better. It's not like the 7 is going to go back. That population is not performing these activities. So, if it needs to be for next year instead of finishing our restructuring, restructuring, once this process is done, then we can talk about it. They need to stay on the long-term program. If that happens, we find that it works. It's working well, then we need to keep that going for another year. Provided that's
It sounds like 4 people, perhaps, from that perspective then.
Yeah, no, I was under the understanding it was going to be 7 to 10, but unless there's some change the following year, the grade structure that comes out of public consultation, that's the way I would see it actually being.
Okay, so I'll troll y'all here. If I have this right, then that sounds to me like the majority of people are feeling then that for this fall, it would be in order to have a grade 7 to 10 school at Cumberland Junior, but with the grade 7s on the elementary curriculum. Okay. Yeah.
My question is, school choice legislation. We have now got a cross boundaries on the choice. So if we decided to have grade 7s at Cumberland Junior on an elementary school program, parents still have the right to have the cross boundary transfers for grades they choose, am I correct? If there's space. So this goes back to the voice. I understand this is a Cumberland issue, but this will go back to other schools where parents may see their children in a 7 to 10 school, and for whatever purpose with their space, choose to do a cross-boundary transfer, which could have, therefore, a domino effect at other elementary schools. And I think that is what the Royston's parents were concerned. It wasn't the fact that the grade 7s were going to go to Cumberland Junior. That wasn't the issue. The issue was if the board choose to put them in grade 7, whatever program, the domino effect could be that parents could see that as an opportunity for their children to move on to a junior, middle, whatever configuration is. And that was the concern that parents were having, not the fact that they're going there. And for example, the issue of Denman, the district program of the French immersion is having said at another school regarding students applying for that cross-boundary, that transfer. So that is the issue that I see then, not the fact that we're doing it. So that would be something that probably for a discussion that we can go about.
Okay, I'm looking for someone to make a motion with respect to this item so we can move on.
I make a motion that Cumberland becomes a grade 7 until next year with grade 7s, the elementary program.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, thanks. We'll move on to item, that's okay for you then? Okay, thank you. We'll move on to the item that is actually entitled Cape Plaza School Options. We'll probably have to, this will be on our agenda, I think, for a few meetings yet. We'll probably have to rename this so that it's clear what we're talking about. With respect to this item, it is a discussion paper that we asked Jordan to prepare for us with respect to considering different grade structures for our school district. To be blunt, I think the board has inherited somewhat of a district in disarray in many respects from the last board. We have a number of challenges that we acknowledge we need to resolve. You've seen us resolve one this evening with respect to Cumberland Elementary. We moved quickly to address the needs of the Lake Trail community by keeping their school as an 8 to 10 community. there's further challenges that we hope to address in the near future, but we want to consider those perhaps in the status quo for our grade structure and perhaps in different grade structures as well, perhaps a 6 to 8 model and a 7 to 9 model. And that's what this paper is all about. It's very important to the board that we ask the public what we think about these sorts of things before we move on. And it's important to us that we proceed in a way that is compassionate to the needs of students and staff, so that they maintain a healthy working and learning environment. So we have this report on our agenda this evening. A suggestion has been that we take this report and put it out to the public for feedback for the next 30 days to see if the public feels that we should consider addressing these issues through our grade structures, or if they have some other suggestions for us. And I'm looking for additional comments with respect to this paper from trustees. Janice?
So public feedback, are you talking about when the public will give us written submissions, or are you talking about having a meeting, a public meeting, and just have this conversation with the public? So are you just wondering about some public feedback and there's some
In a preliminary discussion we had, we thought we were not yet at a place where there would be public forums per se. However, we would elicit feedback from partner groups, from school communities, from their PACs, their staff, from some of the other groups of the AUC, the French Advisory Committee, and so forth. Perhaps having an opportunity for people to fill out a form on our website that would be forwarded to us, a place where they could go to pick up a hard copy if they didn't have access to a computer. We have liaison meetings with our major partner groups. That would be a good place to have discussions. Maybe people have other ideas of how they would like to meet with us to talk about this thing.
I think it's really important that we're clear with the public and that we're clear ourselves that this is really just to test the water. This is not a menu of selections that we're asking people to vote on. It's to really help inform their thinking and their consideration around whether it's something that the community and the district ought to pursue. Should that be the case, and should the board determine that is something to pursue, then that would move us into the next phase, Janice, of the more inclusive and broader public consultation. Again, the board has been clear on a number of occasions that any substantive change should any substantive change be considered. It wouldn't come into play until September 2010. It's not something that we're looking at following our way through in the next number of months. We have many months to do. So the 30-day time period, and it's a suggested time period at this point, is really just to gauge whether there is appetite given various positions that existed during the last year or last 2 years of the previous board and still existing. So I think the motion, if I may, the motion on the table is to that the discussion paper be posted on our school district website and be broadly distributed. I don't know if I need to, as part of the motion, identify the distribution list, or broadly distributed to allow for public feedback.
Have a seconder for the motion? Okay, any further discussion on this? Fran?
To underscore the political nature of this question, I wouldn't mind seeing some sort of question along the lines of asking people if they have any suggestions regarding a different option or variations on these options, so that people who are here tonight will understand that this really is a program. This isn't a case of option A or C, pick one, pros and cons, and then into different people in different camps, because this really is program.
What would you suggest?
Do you have any suggestions on a different option or variation of one of the options?
Or the fourth question? You think? you could add that. Everyone's okay with that? Jordan, did you have your hand up?
I realize rather remarkably efficient or embarrassing the motions actually, it's already on the website. In this format, and we talked about having an electronic format for the public to respond, so it's there. And what we've done is they can feed in, the public can feed in their comments in the boxes and just hit submit and goes to get pages of it. So that's where it is. And I think we could even key on this piece where I believe I said it to encourage public feedback as well. And I'm not doing that.
I mean, you get the pusses over here have something to say.
I'm just kind of chuckling because the email that you sent us the other night with us to be able to get into it, we don't have a password to get into, so we can't see it. Exactly. Keep us in the dark.
Well, I mean, for me, I'm sitting here looking at this and I've seen convert to the two options, middle schools, 1.2 million and 1.3 odd million. Yet it was only 750,000 to convert from the K to 7 to the 8 to 12. My big question is why is there so much more here, considering that this would probably be a planned move as opposed to an expedited move that happened in order to convert to the K to 7, which involved contractors, overtime, endless amounts of money going poured into this thing in order to get it done. I don't see a rationale for that size of cost to do those two.
Ribs?
It's a pretty big question, I guess. I guess if I was to look at it the other way, we were saving staff, so that would show savings. Like the costs here are different because you're actually spending more. We didn't probably put enough in there for resources at the site. We probably put about 150 in. We probably spent more on this one. This experience is taught us that. The rest of it was a principle.
What are resources?
Oh, textbooks, libraries, maybe.
It goes back now.
So
I don't
just
know
like
whether
on the
it's-
libraries, I think I had asked in the past with respect to when Solon was converted, or the Solon library was collapsed and sent out, and apparently that was $20,000 cost for one library, so I don't, no, maybe it was 6,000. It was, anyways, it was way cheaper than I thought it would be. I don't know how this would amount to $500,000. I would presume we have all the textbooks already. Did we burn them or what?
Well, when we tried to do this last time, it was quite surprising how difficult it was for schools to part with anything to do with other schools, and that's everything from the textbooks to the library books to the equipment. I mean, if the board wants to cut it down, and you need to just say we're going to not make this happen. We're going to make this happen with what we have. Fair enough. We're just finding it to be much more painful. We went, I think, probably further than we ever can do to try and make this transition. I think over Director Douglas might be able to comment on any resources that can be
So two things, I'll withdraw my this motion. The second is around, well, I agree with Daniel. We need some clarity around dollar value of what is being accomplished. And I think that's fair. And in fairness to the Secretary Treasurer, we did ask for a ballpark, and I asked for a ballpark. What's more important to me is that I'm okay with the number being high and even a little bit high because, quite frankly, it's a much more honest process than took place the last time. Because the last time it ventured from it cost us nothing to 100 grand to 200 grand to 250 grand, and now we're at 750 grand, and that textbook's going to up. And basically, that's just policing the public, in my view. And I don't want to go down that road. So I'm interested in if we're high on the money, fine. And if we come in under, great. I think the public deserves an accurate representation of what the sticker value is on any initiative that we take that we result in sort of very strict and a lot more open and accurate than significant.
I appreciate your comments, Mr. Weber, and I wholeheartedly agree with everything you just said. Thank you for saying that. So, do we want to send this out as is for discussion? Oh,
I'd
nobody's
say at
taking
this point we can send it out for
It's already
discussion.
for
It's
official
already on the
discussion.
website.
I would like to actually request that perhaps we consider having a special board meeting at the time that we consider the feedback that we receive in this report. I don't want to have to sort of spend 15 minutes. I think it bears a longer discussion than that. And if you're all right, then perhaps we could book a meeting for the first week of April or something like that. Everyone's okay with that? Okay,
First
so
Tuesday.
first Tuesday in April? We'll come to probably, I think it'll be the first Thursday in April. Will be my guess for the public's information. That is the only night in the month, other than weekends, that there are not some board meetings going on. It's the only night of the month. So if you want to get us now, I've just told you when you can get us at home, and that was really dumb, but that would be my guess. Okay? Do we need a motion or anything for this? Okay. Motion, maybe, how about this? I think we should make a motion to receive the report and to request feedback from the public.
What's a motion to receive?
Jan? I think it should be. Yeah, it's starting.
Madam Chair, we can simply have a discussion when we leave after the board meeting, and we can get it added to the web file. And just add another piece of that. We had talked in the distribution, but we wrote in the cover letter.
Yeah.
To go with the paper, and that would be part of the distribution as well.
Okay, I guess I'll do that too. Thank you for reminding me of that. Okay, so we have a motion to receive the report and to request feedback from the public. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. So we'll move on. Next item on the agenda is cross-boundary enrollment. Terry Elliott.
they don't have coordinators on site. And we are always very close to that and having very close about issues. We're professional enrollment for decades. Just today, in February, being roughly 11 students, massive expense. So those are our portables on site. And we predict that it will be as close to what we have as we can possibly have within the next 4 years. That's all the possibilities. So where we are right now, and what I'm talking about is I have to use the rest of the buses and tell you exactly where we are in enrollment and astounding. So that space where we need you to help us determine where the priorities are in terms of coordinates, and whether or not we would consider our recommendations, those costs are correct, or retirement, Isabel, and then Denise on the year. The rationale for that is that on popular side, we have been repeating sure. The idea is that we need to get to a place where schools can function. And so here we are, what we're talking about. Talk about that, I have class. And that's a difficult decision. And so whether or not the board chooses to go there or not, but let me give you some of the numbers, and then you can determine what you want to go to. And you might want to weigh out against what your declaration has been about working. So with portables on site, as we exist now at Highland and Newtown, we will be at capacity at the over capacity. So we're projecting enrollment at Highland for next year, which is without cross boundaries, and potentially with portables on site.
This is existing portables on site.
Yeah.
I currently have 15 cross boundaries across the country. The capacity for that building is 800. It is servicing roughly 835 students at Highland with additional portables that are on site. We project right now for September without a cross boundary building 835, and add the other 15 to that, then we're at their entire capacity. If we remove the portables, it stretches our ability to meet the capacity now, and certainly you would expect me to have mentioned that we would be close to our adding additional students that have other spaces. At ISO, our projected enrollment is 953. ISO has 45 cross-boundary applications right now. ISO has their enrollment and there isn't a portal to accommodate the students right now. And what they would need those portals to maintain the 839 projected enrollment. If we add the 45 cross-boundary.
No, you mean the 953?
953, sorry, 953. We add the cross-boundaries. Band-Aid, of course, right now has a projected enrollment of 1160. Band-Aid has right now almost 50 cross-boundary. So of those 118 enrollments in total, we've got a few for we got a couple for the trail and a couple for early unit, where we have space, those are of those, I've done a quick check. 28 of the Isabel, Highland, and Band-Aid requests for siblings. Another thing, historically, the district has, if they've had to look at cross boundaries in a very examined way, it is always the guiding principle has always looked to accommodate the siblings first. So of the ones that we have right now today, 28 I could possibly accommodate those students, but I have to stretch them in. And I couldn't accommodate those at the time in Isabel due to how many One of the side products of our boundary is that right now we currently have also, for me as a second grade leader, a huge dilemma around cross boundaries who wants to leave the trail. So as I now am speaking to you about tightness and limits to the maximum capacity, we have in cross boundary file 40 students at various grade levels who want to leave the trail. So we have 8
Sherry, I need to ask for clarification right there. So the 40 kids from Lake Trail that want to go out of Lake Trail, are they already captured in the Vanier 50? Okay, sorry.
So that's a dilemma. We have a set of 1160 at that with any cost on this, you know. We have to set that limit at the So suffice us to accommodate the Lake Trail students who want to cross boundaries. The bulk of them want to do the Vanier. We have counted those students in the Vanier. I had a score thing last year, probably mine was no. On population because it was physically diseased. But it also speaks to the philosophy of we, I thought, if I was to say yes to the law, we're going to leave Lake Trail to a difficult position to be able to function. And then, of course, the same thing for seniors who are coming in. So there's these pieces of things that
I know.
So it leaves us in this philosophical law about when people are involved. But the big issue for me is that I need to have some sense of you about how you feel about homeless. And understanding that with the law action, we will accommodate the existing projecting home, but it will be hard. And the feedback that says it's too hard. Over the course of 2 to 3 years, this is settled. But we're in that, and we predicted that this would happen. And really it is happening this way with a lot of work. Our reality is that we were originally engaged in the thought that we would afford a couple of years while we're doing this. So we do need some direction about our recommendation could only be that we would focus on the events that we really want to work.
So before I look to people to speak, this is a very, very good example of the disarray that my colleagues left this district in before they were soundly voted off the island.
So thank you for all of that, but I'm going to try to distill it down to some really basic question. If we maintain status quo in terms of portables, like each Highland is spelled in Bainey, what numbers are you able to accommodate? Using Highland as an example, is it the 839 you're able to accommodate, or are you able to accommodate the 839 plus 15, or are you able to account the 839 plus 15 plus whatever comes from wherever else? Okay. Same question for Isabel.
Not all of them. The same thing is that the Vanier is at 1160, which is why I think about some of the at 1160, you could accommodate a portion. The limit of time with Vanier is we could perhaps accommodate assistance, but I couldn't come close to accommodating 50 total top.
So in these, the 15, the 45, and 50 do not include the Lake Trail and the Cumberland Winter. So, okay, now I'm going to sound really stupid, but these kids got to go somewhere. Even if we close,
Yeah.
right? If we close the boundaries, where do the 15, 45, and the 50 go to?
They have spaces right in the school. For example,
In-
that's schools right now. So we, those students that are asking for cross boundaries have places in schools right now. What they're asking for is not in the school at the time. So in, for example, in the Vanier mix, there are 50 cross boundaries. There are 11 ISTEL students. And 11 ISTEL students who want to do the Vanier. Right now, they want to space at least. They're counted in the enrollment office. And they want to change schools.
So the 110 students listed there, they're captured in the 839, 953, and 1160 numbers just distributed.
I won't support what management wants with us closing boundaries to our 3 high schools. just for the fact that all three of our high schools have very different and unique curriculum. I guess the question is, if we're going to close our high schools, then I would suggest eliminating this international student program out of these schools. That's 130 students that are taking up seats, and district kids come first before international students in my mind. Is there any possibility of doing a partial closure? Doing an 8-9 closure at Highland, Isfeld, and Vanier, and keeping it open to 10 or 12? Sherry?
I think it really is about affordability. So if I get some direction about affordability, what we always do is to try to stretch our side as much as we can to get as many of our families in as we can. We did that last year, we were doing very well. What we would need to know is what our capacity would be. And so we would use our capacity with the local level. And so that's why we do the cost boundaries, the data stamp, the families, first families, or siblings, that. We would have the ability to look at each one. Last year, I think we really did our best to shoot on every single student as we could, as late in the process as we could. So if you're saying that I can do a partial, I can do all kinds of creative things depending on the spaces that are existing, that grade, fill it up as much as we can. I mean, after you remember that the safety spaces for half of those students, right? So that's what always been that is it. It's years of experience of how many spaces you have to opportunity for the students who walk in and use across the street. How we get able to get parents to go to their school. So we can do all of that in a situation by situation. For me, the overriding piece is about it will help me determine what the capacity for the school is. That means walking away more than
Well, I think the whole board has stated that we aren't in support of keeping our portables, but in a situation like this, we're almost stuck keeping our portables because we have our schools so over.
On that note, I would just like to briefly poll Lori, see if the board agrees with Lori's statement just then, that we would keep portables to support enrollment for this year, and then go to Danny for his
Well,
comments.
that's not going to be the first issue.
Okay, thank you. Go.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, the portables are currently there. And when I stated that I'd prefer the portables to be gone, my intention was, as they become vacant and the population goes down, get them off the school grounds, get them out of this district, and don't ever bring them back again.
Thank you for your answer. Janice, what?
First and foremost, I cannot support closing secondary school at 10 11 12. There's no way. The programs in time, kids have different goals. When you have students and then you can't get to 10 or 12, they've got to go to Ipswich or Highland to get to 10 12. So that's ludicrous. As for the portable issue, I don't believe in portables. This district should never gone to portables to begin with, but they're here, we deal with it. We do not put another portable in this district. What we have, we deal with when they're empty, things and send them to wherever. But we do what we got. It's a shame that there is point, and I'm just really confused. But the question I have to you is what number of students, we're talking about Isfeld, we have 8 to 12 at both at the high schools. What is it that is called the cross-boundary transfer? Is it the 8, 9, 10 level? Is it the 11, 12? Like where it should be on that?
I put back to the board. All of them are grade 9, 10 level, except for anyone for the Huntington, school of Huntington. It appears to me that it's still 9 to 9 and 10 to the 8 level. 13 over grade 8 is not that well. And we have, for whatever reason, we have Danny and the number of really usually like the Danny grade.
So then we're speaking in 9 to 12 students, 9 to 12 school. The issue by the time for the board is we have compulsory lines to cross down because that's what can happen. That to me is not irrelevant. Those 11, 12 are not.
Okay, so to move on, I also would support leaving the portables to alleviate the situation and hope to find some way through that discussion paper to make a bigger change for the future. I would not support closing the schools to cross-boundary transfer. Tom? Agree? Fran? perhaps in a moment. Okay, so you have your answer there. I think we're all on that same page.
That will basically be the basis of
Okay, so first I'll ask Danny, did you have more to add?
Oh,
And then
I
I'll go
have
to
a few
Fran.
more. I've got my thing on the portables. Highland, somewhere in the back by Memory, there's a story about it. I saw something that said over the next 2 years they're going to drop 240 students. So, definitely not going to move to close the boundaries on that. I look at your example here with the cross-boundary enrollment and requesting is there 5 spaces, 5 more students in that school? And my answer is yes.
This speaks to the value.
Yeah.
An example of
Yeah.
Well, wait-
and to
wait
me,
on
that,
the valid
that
views.
says under choice. That says yes. There is still 5 empty spaces in there, and I don't want to be sitting here when a parent comes and challenges and says, "We know you've got 25 students in a class and you can hold 30." As for the holding the extras for across the street coming in September, as one of those parents when I first moved to this district in 1975 and was near Puntledge Park and had to transport my kids over to Courtney Elementary because Puntledge was full. There was no consideration given back then when they closed off the enrollment.
But we do our very best to ensure that we students in that don't officially have to do that.
So the last word on the secondary issue will go to Fran, and then Jordan for the very last, and then we'll move to the Valley View.
In terms of
Thanks, Fran. Jordan, last word on this one, and you can kick off the Valley View one if you want.
Well, just taking you with the Highland example to start and making sure I hear the board clearly. We had 900, and looking back at the report that was submitted, there were 946 students registered at Highland this year. So the projection for next year is 339, which means they could lose the 3 portables. When the thing I'm hearing the board say is, if those portables are on site, keep kids flowing, as opposed to our view would be move portable ramp, where we are ready to remove those portables. So I'm just a little confused, and I just want to be clear, because at 839 students, if let's say there were no cost on that, then Highland can probably work with 1 portable, easily with 2. We would be moving people. So the board asks us to accept cross boundaries. We will be keeping probably the 3 or 4 portables there and working to just, on a long-term view, and keep one of the portables.
now, I think that's what I've heard the board say. Okay? We don't like portables, but I think we're stuck for a year. So can we go on to the Valley View issue?
You've answered all the issue, which will be the 5 portables on site. We stand next year to remove 2 portables due to farming alone. There'll be a number of cross boundaries, if parents who want to go to Valley View, and your view will be keep the portables on site, and let the long-term view be involved as opposed to there.
Is that fair to say? Lori? Yeah, Jan? I know.
You're stuck in rock and hard. I don't like it, but you know what? I'm not going to live with it.
I'm in agreement with that. Tom?
Yeah, I presuppose that if the numbers aren't what we think they'll be in September, then we'll adjust accordingly and portables will leave at the end of the year.
So then a follow-up question would be, maybe not for tonight, but to help us then determine the capacity of those schools. Because we're operating under a capacity component at 800, Valley View at 430. Do we then adjust our capacities? We would be working to adjust them according to the number of portables on the site so that we can accommodate the cross boundaries on the site.
I think pretty clearly the board is saying for justice next year. We're in play with another process here with respect to our discussion paper, which may lead us in a different direction in the future. We don't know yet. So are you okay with Valley View? Valley View staying with, yeah. Okay, do you need any more with respect to cross-boundary transfers? Okay, no, thank you for bringing this to our attention, and I'm glad we were able to have this discussion in public so people understand the pressures that we're under with respect to these issues. We have 22 minutes left before 9 o'clock, which is the time at which our meeting is over. I'd just like to ask if there's anyone who wishes to make a motion at all to extend our meeting to perhaps 10 o'clock this evening.
Motion to extend?
Second? Okay, so we have a motion on the floor to extend the meeting to 10 o'clock this evening. That would require unanimous consent for us to go forward to 10 o'clock. And we won't hold it against anyone if they don't agree with this. So all those in favor of extending the meeting to 10 o'clock, raise your hand. Absolutely. Opposed? Okay, so that's not carried, so we're going to adjourn against it.
Relocate the clock behind.
It was there for a while. Okay, so we're
We're still going to include.
going to have 10 more minutes of discussion on something, and then we're going to give the last 10 minutes to the public. So I would just like to canvass these items here to see what is absolutely essential. I think the student travel
quickly.
Okay, so we're looking at item number H5, student travel.
I would move that we grant both.
Moving that we grant both trips
Both trips.
as presented in the motion.
Yes.
Seconded. Mr. Ibbs.
The budget would be kind of critical of the legislation actually.
Okay.
February 28th.
Yeah.
Okay. Just wait. We got a motion on the floor to on the motions under item number 5, student travel. It's been seconded. Is there any discussion with respect to the trips? Yes?
You all know me, I'm a band parent, I love band trips and I travel band trips everywhere. But I just have a question, and Madam Chair, to the music teacher from Nabisco, on your trip here, are you doing any teaching clinics or any professional concerts or stuff like that, or is it just playing for the smaller ones?
Okay, I'm sorry, Trustee Payton, I'm not going to allow the question. In the essence of time, we need to move on with this, okay? Okay?
I'd like some clarification on the trip, but I will support it.
Okay, so any questions? All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Next, we'll go to Mr. Ibbs' budget to make sure that the ministry doesn't come and get him or us. So that would be item, whatever, it's on
60, page 63.
KB1. The 2008-2009 amended budget. Can I have a reader, please?
I would move that School District 71 amended annual budget bylaw for 2008-2009 in the amount of $74,083,278 receive its first reading.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
That school district number 71 amend annual budget bylaw for 2008-2009 in the amount of $74,082,278.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move that the board unanimously agree to suspend the requirements of the School Act and the board's procedural bylaw 2007 to have the third reading of the amended annual budget bylaw at a subsequent meeting.
This requires unanimous consent, or we need to read this a third time at the next meeting, although I think we can pass budgets legitimately in one night, according to the School Act. So, all those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Read it for the
Move
third.
that School District 71 Comox Valley amended annual budget bylaw for 2008-2009 in the amount of $74,083,278 receive its third and final reading.
Second? All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you.
The other one, Madam Chair, would be the Aboriginal policy that needs to be presented.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. So this comes under the Policy Advisory Committee agenda. Janice is the chair of the committee. Would you like to speak to this?
That policy 1100 Aboriginal Educational Council, that the board talked about what the meetings and talked about 60 days.
The May meeting?
The May meeting. We've adopted the May meeting and we're giving it 60 days to go up to the field for comments to come back for May adoption.
Second.
Any discussion? Well, I think I'd like to just say something on behalf of the Aboriginal Education Council. They're very much looking forward to this going forward. This is a valued committee in our district. It really has quite an amazing representation, and they work very well in order to support Aboriginal education in all shapes and sizes in the district, and I'm very pleased to speak in favor of this motion. Okay? All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Yeah, okay, I think we'll do that one too. M, new business, number 3, operational review. Trustee McCollum, would you like to speak to this?
I would. I'd like to make a motion, actually, that the board of trustees appoint an independent firm to conduct an operational review of the school board.
Would you like to speak to that? Flesh that out a bit?
Sure, I can. Basically, we're about to make some pretty big decisions regarding budget. And as a new trustee, I'm not really comfortable making decisions based on the status quo. I've always been the type of person who needs to know information. I'm not willing to just go along with it. It's always been this way for the last 6 years, last 11 years, whatever. I think that it's an important process that needs to be conducted so that we can find places where we may actually be able to tighten up the budget a little bit. Places where we maybe can find some money, better ways of operating, that sort of thing. So I think it's worthwhile adventure. I think we need to do something along that line in light of the new budget as well. Fully clear and it's important for us. It's the way I run my household. I wouldn't just keep spending and spending and spending. I figure out to make sure that the dollars are going where they should be going and invest in it. You stay home.
Any other comments? Mr. Rhodes?
Just for some clarity for myself, would you be looking for an accounting review, like an accounting firm? Because operational sort of sound a bit different to me, maybe where you're at. And I'd be looking at some kind of review to talk about what's the criteria, what are the goals of it, and what our goals are too would be an important piece to get into that, right? So it would just, I think, needs to be more fleshed out.
Lori?
I'm just thinking with the ministry stating that we have to cut 6% out of our budget. Yeah. There's places that where we can cut, and I think, we can be more effective, cost effective, I guess, in other places. Just, with declining, we're fighting with dollars, and I think the best way to go about maybe would be doing this. I don't know how it's going to look, but this is something I think I probably support.
Okay, Fran?
I think definitely a good point in terms of being clear about the goals and the purpose, because what you were saying seems to me to look at increasing efficiency without suggesting in any way that we're not efficient or that there's any kind of forensic type of assessment, because that, I think we would need to be really clear that that's what the goal is, because that's so not what I would agree to. But the other thing, in terms of efficiencies, I think it's worth exploring the cost of a management consultant for operation or a person. I don't know what the background is. I wouldn't think necessarily accounting, thinking of a management consultant. Or like a general, okay, let's see what we can do. Similar to what Janice had mentioned previously about an environmental version of that. This is what we want to do version.
Glenn?
Yeah, I'm just trying to flesh this out so I understand. What I could do is more than address a formal request for ideas, see what's out there, or just put out what we want to do a review. If you guys could give me the criteria you want, and then I could bring those back and then go again, make sure questions proposals in a certain direction. It just is a time consuming process. Yeah, that will happen. Maybe 6 more months.
Yeah, I think that we would realize that we wouldn't have any sort of useful insights for some time. It certainly wouldn't inform our upcoming budget process at all, perhaps the year after. I'm just wondering if there's an opportunity to send this to the Finance Committee. I love the Finance Committee. So that perhaps, you could work with Len on this to flesh this out some. So perhaps...
Move to refer to the Finance Committee.
We have a motion on the floor already. Mr. White, you're out of order.
Would you amend your motion to replace
That order too. So we have a motion on the floor to conduct an operational review. What are your thoughts on that? Do you want to leave that sit and then also refer this to the Finance Committee, or?
Leave the operational review sit, but also refer it to the Finance Committee. Seems
You have an amendment?
the mover and the seconder both sit on it.
Okay, Debbie, could you read back what you thought, please?
Independent.
Do you have an amendment you'd like to make to that?
No, be a subsequent motion. It could be a
Okay,
subsequent.
that's fine. Okay, any more discussion on that particular motion? Okay, all those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Okay, and I would move that the issue of the independent review be referred to the Finance Committee to flesh out the criteria.
Any discussion on that? Okay, all those in favor? Opposed? Carried. So just to point out that we did take Mr. Ibbs' budget and passed it unanimously this evening. So we have faith in your abilities as our Secretary Treasurer. I just want to say that. It's more a question of perhaps our funding and what we can do to put more money in the classroom. So I think we're going to conclude our business for this evening. We're going to, well, wait a minute. Perhaps we have an opportunity very quickly. I had asked if we could consider under the Finance Committee, there were items number 3, 4, 5, 6, and 9. If the board would consider passing those as recommended in the Finance Committee report, accepting that the staffing at Highland Secondary School, that be amended to include that the board chair write to the Highland Secondary School PAC chair and staff requesting a detailed budget submission. Yeah, I'm requesting, if you have an appetite to make a motion that all 5 of those can be moved as a block.
So I move that all 5 be moved as a block.
With the,
with the amendment.
3, 4, 5, 6, and 9, and number 6, there's a bit of a misprint. In the minutes of the Finance Committee, it reads that the board shall write a letter to the Ministry of Education requesting instructions for school district submissions. Mr. Ribs?
Madam Chair, we actually received the instructions just in the last 3 or 4 days.
Okay, so we could just make it numbers 3, 4, 5, and 9 then? Okay, would you consider then moving that as a block?
I would motion to note number 3, 4, 5, and 9 as a block with the amendment to recommendation regarding staffing and housing school. Did you got that, Debbie?
Do you have a seconder for that? So is everybody clear what we're doing then? Just in one motion, we're going to pass all 4 of those things. Is there any discussion on this? Okay, all those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, thank you. So we will move to a question and answer period briefly now. What we will do though is have a further board meeting, a public board meeting Monday at 7 o'clock where we will continue with this agenda. Okay? So questions from Sheila. Absolutely, yes. I noticed there's a date of May, or is it March 31st? Not necessarily. It's the intent of the board that we move these things through as quickly as possible, and very often that will mean that it doesn't need to make a needless stop at a committee. Thanks. Janie Rolls. Just to be clear, Janie, this is not a definitive list, that this is sort of the only 3 options. It's, what do you think about this? And yeah. I look to someone over there to...
It was just a thought, because I thought we had to decide on
In this one, what I was really looking at was reestablishing those libraries is everything already. I'm not sure the interlibrary needs sufficient, strong to do that.
Thank you.
I know we're short of time. I guess this is probably my suggestion that I would ask you, Madam Chair, if I could get just that definition of those
I think, I hope that I'm not wrong in saying this, that you would look to the Criminal Record Review Act to see that they have criteria in there when criminal record checks are required with respect to people coming into contact with children or vulnerable adults. I bet you Tom Weber has a thing or two to say about this one.
Yes.
I guess the goal that I would say at what point in time is not to
I think that would probably be a matter that we would discuss with our personnel department and make a determination with them. I don't think it's definitive. Again, I would have to say you would have to take a look at the Criminal Record Review Act. They list in there the sort of people, the types of criminal things that would preclude someone from working with children. You'd have to look at you have to look at the list on the Criminal Record Review Act. So, for example, someone with a drunken driving charge that's convicted of that would not be excluded from working with children.
And the only other one that I was going to say was when we're talking about class boundaries, parents may express, you may want to talk to them because I don't think it's still advertised that there's a book we advertise the constitution on the website every year is the way aware of it. We did a newspaper, we did our best, and absolutely. So I'm waiting to see if they can not
Anyone else? Any questions?
Yes.
Mr. Cooner?
Now that we have a fourth response on the feedback form, and if somebody wanted to punch some numbers and work through numbers through the system, are these the numbers in the agenda that you are punching to see where the flow would go for students?
Through Madam Chair, the numbers that you see here are the Beauregard projections currently and then projected out. So they are. It's really important to note these are not corrected for local knowledge past this year. And so if you're going on beyond here, it's Beauregard's best guess, and they tend to be fairly conservative. So I would say exercise caution.
Cross-boundary situation, we were using a number of 1160 for them. And in Beauregard, we have 11.5. So where do you get these numbers from? I guess is my question. Where are you getting from 1109 to number 1160? How do we know really where the numbers are? I
think
guess is the question.
1109 is the best guess, and 1160 is real.
1160 was the number of course selections, but the practice was allowed.
So, now I look at these numbers also. We have such immersion both at Marcus and at High.
There's an explanatory note in there that the projections for French immersion in the secondary level follow the current structure, which is split and doesn't make any assumptions about what will happen in the future. So the note says, please note the French immersion numbers are inaccurate because they included both Highland and Nisno, and we don't know the future.
So if we were looking at adding another option in there for the fourth response there, do I base on these numbers, or I just don't know where to, and where your numbers were for your two scenarios?
What you should do if you're looking at immersion is total the immersion numbers. Treat them as two wholes as opposed to split between these.
But use those ones, yeah.
Use these ones.
They're not going to be perfect, but we have to deal with best guesses. Yeah. You got it?
Numbers are flowing from the current actual is incorrect. Projected numbers don't match our calculations, and this is really relevant for configuration decisions because each of the schools that's on the list of ones that would be affected by this decision, where the school might fill up a lot quicker
I'm just wondering a process thing that I think that as we go along with this discussion paper, because it is just a discussion paper, there will be things that perhaps need tweaking and so forth, and perhaps throughout the month, maybe we could have a compilation of those things when we meet, before we meet.
We could. What we wanted to show, and in the discussions with the board, we made a decision to use the Beauregard numbers along with the full description of what Beauregard does, because at least this year's actual numbers are this year's actual numbers, and then anything beyond that is a straight projection in terms of what we know, and they're not corrected for local knowledge, so it's really important to know. So we can look at the mission particular if you want, and I can see whether or not there's an error.
That'd be great. So next, Tracy? Oh, okay, go ahead.
I was just wondering if this particular answer would be too soon, based on the fact that within Lazo and waiting on October to approve the possible response in regards to the program.
That was actually something on the agenda, and I'm sure you don't want to come back on Monday, so if it's all right with you, someone was going to give an update on that this evening.
Sure. Yeah, it has been ordered. It's probably about 2 weeks away, I believe, but the ground as soon as we get it.
Okay. The slide is conspicuously quiet. Anyone have any questions or comments on this one? Okay, thank you. If you really feel like coming back to see us again, we'll be here Monday night at 7. Thank you very much. Motion to adjourn? Second? Favor? Opposed? Carried.
What's that? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, his idea that it's called a consent agenda. So you're tried this work to get here to do a consent agenda, and then yeah, it's a really good idea. So when it makes sense, so the deal is